Guys, how's it going? It's Al. Week 2 on DraftKings, and we're going to talk about my 5 top stacks for the week. Well, there's 4 top stacks, and then there's a puke stack, but the puke stack is palatable this week for some reason. I know that's a weird choice of words, but it is what it is. We have 4 premiums, though. Really good stacks, high team totals, and they're going to be extremely popular. But DraftKings pricing is making it so that double stacking is difficult now, at least difficult in terms of not popping for value. So you're going to have to find value in your secondary stacks or in your one-offs or elsewhere to make your lineups work. And I think that that's great for us as we're attacking tournaments with double stacks, because we're such a projection-based business right now. Like, the players who play daily fantasy rely on projection so much that they're going to shy away from playing that second pass catcher with a quarterback because the optimizer's telling them that this guy's not a good value. But we're not playing for median value. We're playing for ceiling. We're playing for all the points, right? I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Yeah, but if you're trying to win all the eggs, it's probably a good idea. So let's take a look at the 5 top stacks for the week. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, and let's go.
He's a legend.
The Smiz Gang Listener League for week 2 is posted. Go to smizzle.tv/links. You'll find the link to the Listener League right in there. I will post it down below in the pinned comment. Drop a like on the pinned comment. Let me know that you see it, because some people are like, I can't find the pinned comment. It's literally at the top of the comment section. And I know y'all like to reply, so go look for it. 1,500 people in this already. We got a cap of 5,000 on it, so get in now before it fills. $10, 3 max, absolutely no rake. Every dollar that comes in from the community gets paid right back out. This is a give back to the Smiz Gang community from DraftKings. So thank you, DraftKings, for posting this every single week. Go to smizzle.tv/links and make sure that you get into the best tournament on DraftKings right now. Our number 1 stack, Josh Allen. So there's been this running joke with the mods and myself that why am I not just playing 100? Hell, this was a CSS DFS joke too. Why am I trying to be smarter than everybody and find a value play that might work and play here and play there? Why am I not just playing 150 Josh Allen stacks every week in the Millionaire Maker? Because he has those 6 games where he has over 30, 35 points plus every year. So just be right 6 times a year, punt off the other weeks, and when you're right, you have the most chances at winning. So 150 Josh Allen stacks or bust. He plays against Las Vegas. Highest team total on the slate right now at 27.5, opened at 29. They're 9.5 point favorites over the Raiders at home, and there's great bringbacks on. This is really a great opportunity to 150 Josh, to just lock button Josh Allen. Steph Diggs, obviously his number 1 target, big touchdown upside, really high floor, which we don't care about, but 25 point expectation with a 35 to 40 point ceiling. You can plug him in. I don't want to put him in the flex. Gabe Davis has that spike week possibility as part of a stack with him. A cheaper option, Dalton Kincaid spent 0 snaps pass blocking in week 1. 0. None. He was out in a route every single time he was on the field. Now, if you're running around getting cardio on 39 dropbacks from Josh Allen and only get 4 targets, obviously targets are earned, but at 3,300 at tight end, if Josh Allen has a massive spike week, we know that Kincaid can come along with it. And then on the other side, he's good, 7,600. He had a big week, but suffering from a concussion, still in concussion protocol on Wednesday. Monitor as the week goes on if you wanted to get a little bit contrarian. And then at running back, Josh Jacobs only saw 3 targets last week, 2 catches last week, always can go off against anybody. And we saw what the running backs for the Jets did against this Buffalo defense in week 1. So plenty of ways to attack through Josh Allen this week with double stacks and bringbacks. Get after it. Joe Burrow coming in at number 2 for me this week. Cincinnati has a team total of 25, looking for a bounce back there, 3.5 point favorites over Baltimore. Horrible week last week for Joe Burrow. This is not going to be the norm. I'm going to go way out. If this is a limb, I'm going to go way out on this limb, to about here, and say Joe Burrow's going to average more than 3.2 fantasy points per game, specifically games where he's playing at home and doesn't have to deal with Myles Garrett trying to cross over his center before snaps and then actually doing it. He told him the move he was going to do, and then he did it and disrupted Joe Burrow, then ended in a sack. Not his sack, but he's the one that broke down the pocket. Browns defense could be scary this year. That's a total aside. Baltimore's defense might be scary, might also not be scary, but great places to go with your stacks here. Jamar Chase, 9 targets in week 1. T. Higgins, 8 targets in week 1. Posted a 0. I get it. Didn't catch any. Posted the Blutarski, 0.0. You know, fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son. But 6,400 for him. Bateman at 5,100. Flowers coming off the Big Ten target week at 5,000. Odell Beckham Jr. at 4,700. They can't choose who to go with, so they've just grouped them all together in terms of pricing for DraftKings. If Mark Andrews is back, it gives you that valued tight end bring back if he has recovered from that leg injury that he had. Irv Smith Jr. at 3,200 provides you with salary relief if you wanted to get off of one of Chase or Higgins in your Burrow double stack. Plenty of ways to go. Whichever route that you want to take here is more than fine. Let's head over to Underdog and take a look at building a pick'em for this week. Oh, look, we have a full-on 100K Sunday. I don't even know what this promo is. What is this 100K Sunday? Live in 3 days? All right, we'll get to this later. I haven't investigated this, but we're going to have to investigate further. The Discord will take care of that for me. Let's go look at a couple of games. Let's look at the guys that we just did. Let's go with Allen. We have Josh Allen. Let's go higher than... Yeah, because we're going to go for ceiling, right? So he's going to go higher than 200 passing yards. Let's go with Burrow. Higher than 266 passing yards. We're going to do this for $50 really quick. Boom. And we're going to play this to win 150. If you do not have an account over on Underdog Fantasy, great pick and plays every single week for college football, MLB, NFL. Use promo code ALSMIZZLE, ALSMIZZLE, all one word. That'll get you up to $100 deposit bonus on your first deposit to the site. And go check out the great tools that they have over at Unabated Sports. If you're a sports bettor or if you just like playing pick'em on Underdog Fantasy or on Prize Picks, make sure you check out the products that they have over there at smizzle.tv/bet. Will take you to Unabated Sports, and you can do pick'em stuff. If you're in a sports betting state, you can shop for the best lines. We have a video going up on the Fantasy Football channel where CSU Ram Peter Jennings is going to walk you guys through all the different tools that they have over there at Unabated Sports. So go to there, smizzle.tv/bet. Check it out today. 5-day free trial. I can't do better than free for you guys. Trevor Lawrence coming up next for us. 23.75, so 23.5 basically. They are 3.5 point dogs versus Kansas City in this game. Kansas City's good. They got some options they can go with. They get Brown back on defense this week, but this is a team that gets into a lot of shootouts, and Jacksonville's defense didn't exactly look all that sharp against Indy last week either, as bad as that offense potentially could be. So we have a situation with a game that is probably the most likely on the slate to completely shoot out, with a close point total or a close spread and a really high point total, and a lot of options for him to go with. Trevor Lawrence was fantastic in week 1. 75% of his passes completed, only threw for 241, but 2 touchdowns in that one for him. Around him, obviously, we have a lot of wide receivers. If I'm playing Lawrence, I'm not going to play ETN in those stacks. Ridley had a monster game. 11 targets. Most of these came in the first half where he did most of his damage. Zay Jones played more snaps than Christian Kirk did. He outsnapped him. He was the second highest snap getter and logged 7 targets, including that end zone target. He's kind of the safety blanket. People have typically utilized that term with tight ends, but Zay Jones is clearly a guy that has the trust of his quarterback once his team gets inside the red zone and the gold zone, where he looks for him actively as his primary target once they get inside. If you wanted to play the bring back or the bounce back week for Christian Kirk, just realize that it's coming on less snaps than we had projected. He's not playing in 2 wide receiver sets. He is playing in 3 wide receiver sets, and the way that they're running things right now with this triple and Evan Ingram being the main guy, we need to moisturize Evan. We got to look into some moisturizing creams to get you taken care of moving forward, my man. 5 targets in week 1, he's fine. And then, you know, if Travis Kelce's back, you know, then we're going with Travis Kelce. I don't care about the rumors with Taylor Swift. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me, whatever. Travis Kelce, no matter who he's dating right now, I don't care. he gives you a high dollar option to go with, as most of the other double stack options, Kirk, Jones, Ingram, are more than cheap enough to get there. And if you're going to go with an Ingram Kelsey double tight end, I don't mind it in this situation. I typically don't go double tight end because it hits way less often. The wide receiver group for the Chiefs is kind of gross. Kadarius Toney, MVS, Moore, Rashee Rice played very limited snaps. James Watson, like these are all dart throws. Every one of the receivers in his wide receiving core is a dart throw. Awful. Imagine if they were to get somebody like, I don't know, Mike Evans. That would be pretty good. That would be good. But like he's your bring back. You could go with the running backs if you wanted to, but like again, Pacheco ceded too many snaps to CEH, and McKinnon is going to be there in case of 2-minute drills, long down and distance. He's the pass catching guy. It's an ugly situation offensively for fantasy purposes, not for real life, but for fantasy purposes for us in Kansas City this year. Jared Goff in the game that I believe won Hoop $1 million last year, a replay of that, Seattle against Detroit. This game went absolutely nuclear last year. The Lions have a team total of 26.5 and are favored by 5 against the Seattle Seahawks. You saw what he did last week in a road game. Last year, home road splits for him were massive. Historically, he plays better in perfect situations, aka dome games or LA games, where there's just nice weather, no wind, no inclement, no rain, no snow, no nothing. So he gets to go back home in a high total smash situation for him and this offense. So looking at the pieces, obviously you're going with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think this is going to be one of the most popular stacks on the week from a collective percentage owned played. Metcalf, Lockett, JSN, all in play. Josh Reynolds is my preferred target at 3,700 for value over Marvin Jones Jr. It's going to come down to which one catches a touchdown. They played similar amount of snaps. They ran similar amount of routes. MJ had 6 targets last week. Reynolds had 7 targets. Reynolds just kind of looks to have more juice at this point. In order to get open, they desperately need a downfield target. Again, Mike Evans would be nice, but he's busy right now. At tight end, Sam Laporta, 3,900, 5 targets, as advertised for the rookie. Good pass catcher, only 39 yards if he sneaks his way into the end zone. Certainly a way that you could go to get off of the other value plays, because filling a tight end spot with your primary stack or as a bring back play is pretty solid. And then at running back, I'm not going to go with Gibbs or Montgomery in my Goff stacks, but if you wanted to go with Ken Walker, I totally understand that. 5 targets for Ken Walker Jr. Remember they said he couldn't catch? Oh yeah, he's never going to catch a ball. He caught 4 balls on 5 targets. Sometimes it's just about opportunity, and 17 of them is very strong for Ken Walker last week. The puke stack is the pizza delivery guy. Go to smizzle.tv/store and check out the Purdy's Pizza Delivery shirt, because Brock Purdy doesn't have to be great. That's not his job. He doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to be Josh Allen. That's not the expectation. That's not what he needs to do. He just needs to deliver the pizza in 60 minutes or less to his flock of wide receivers. That's all he has to do. And he's done it extremely well in every opportunity that he's been given. He also doesn't get credit for giving us a little bit of something. He's not a pocket passer. He's a pocket plus, possibly a mobile quarterback. You could rank him as that. Those are my rankings, right? So there's statue, pocket plus, mobile, running. Okay. So figure out where a like Anthony Richardson, running quarterback. Okay. Brock Purdy, pocket plus, possibly mobile. So he adds something with his legs, which is great for tournament upside. Also extremely efficient because he understands his role and he stays within himself. And at 5,700, when you lock him, I prefer Deebo Samuel this week, as when the 49ers play a zone defense, they tend to look more towards Deebo. When they play a man defense, they look more towards Ayuk. Last week was man-to-man. Since they've played the Rams, Deebo has mashed the Rams in terms of his volume the last 5 times that they've played. I posted that in Discord as well. Brandon Ayuk, you could go with him as a play. You could go in your Purdy stacks. You could go with Kittle. Taking a look at the opportunities that Christian McCaffrey got, 5 targets. I don't hate using him with Purdy. I might allow it. I have not yet made up my mind. I usually restrict my stacks with running backs being allowed to play with their quarterback in a stack to running backs who get about 15+% of the market share of targets. If you want to include Christian McCaffrey, I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying, like, it can happen, right? It could work, but they play against the Rams. They have a team total of 26.5. They're favored by 8. If you think they're going to blow the Rams out and score 40 points, that's 40 points. 40 points in real life means a lot of touchdowns. A lot of touchdowns means these dudes are going to feast. If they feast, guess what? We have some value plays that we can look at on the other side between Puka Nacua, who went off in week 1, Tutu Atwell, who went off in week 1, Tyler Higbee, who got only 3 targets, and probably people are going to shy away from now that Nacua and Atwell are about the same price, but a lot of ways that you can go in this game. And if you just pick one of them, if you were to do something like this, and that, you have plenty of salary left to play with on a week where it's very hard to find value on DraftKings. Taking a look over at the lineup builder on Fantasy Labs. If you wanted to play around with their lineup building tools and projections, you can upload your own if you wish. Go to smizzle.tv/labs with an uppercase L. Here's all the rules that I kind of set. Pair your quarterback with exactly 2 wide receivers or tight ends. Pair your wide receiver with exactly 1 running back, wide receiver, tight end from the opponent. This is my bring back rule. This is a secondary stack. Pair your quarterback with no running backs from the same team. I exclude the Chargers from that because Austin Eckler is Austin Eckler. Limit to at most 1 guy from the same team unless they are paired with their quarterback or opposing quarterback, and so on and so forth. Let's apply these settings. Let's generate 150 lineups, and just realize you're going to have to spend a lot of time massaging the allocations that you're going to have for these players to make sure you have the right allocations, combinations, and stacks that you wish to get through your lineups. It's not as simple as log in, press generate 150, and print money. It does not work that way, but it will save you an awful lot of time. It's a great efficient tool to help you in the Minimax or the Millionaire Maker or any tournaments that you're playing in. So thank you guys for watching. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.